I haven't heard any spiritual teacher talking about this. It's a method, a kind of a method, and I just by chance I kind of found out that this is something that you can do. And it's really something you can do. It's not just about being aware that your awareness and then allowing everything to float around in your space of being. It's a real method that has more to do with the ego. So just to be clear, that we are talking about the ego today, ego work. But it was helpful to then later realize the real self, the transparent, open, spacious awareness. So what I did is I was asking myself, who am I? And instead of looking for the experience of awareness or looking for awareness itself, I was answering that question on an ego level. So the ego was saying, I'm this, I'm that. So you can take a piece of paper and write it down. You just take a piece of paper and a pen and you write down who am I. Then you write a text about who you think you are, so that you really become aware of what you thought about yourself on an unconscious level. Because that could really become interesting, that text, because that's when you become aware of what you're really trying to transcend. It was really helping me. So when I was taking my time and writing it down, who am I, on an ego level, then I was able to see the burden that I was carrying all the time. I really thought that this person was me, and it was a kind of a negative person with burdens to carry, negative thoughts, opinions of other people. I know some people think negative of me, and that was unconsciously all the time something that was in my system. It was running in my system. That's part of my identity, the person that some people are thinking bad about. And also I was thinking negatively about myself. And also things like thinking that I have to be strong all the time. Even though I could relax, I have to be concentrated and strong. Was part of my identity. Also, someone was asking me if I have done any shadow work. And to be honest, I know the concept shadow work comes from Carl Jung, and even though I think he's very interesting, I haven't spent enough time to dig deep into whatever Carl Jung was doing. So I don't know exactly what he means by shadow work. I just assume that it's all about finding out what's hidden in the subconsciousness or in the unconsciousness, the subconscious, bringing it to the light of awareness, and then you can transform it. I think that's it. So in a way I was doing it to answer the question of the person who was asking me if I have done shadow work. In a way I was spontaneously doing it, writing it down. Who am I? What do you think I am? On an ego level. And it wasn't beautiful. I challenge you to do the same thing, because it's very interesting. So you write it down. And that's the thing also. when you're interested in truth, then you shouldn't be really interested in some kind of truth that someone else is going to give you, but you should be interested in your truth. So the truth arises in your heart when you choose to be truthful to yourself. So when you're asking yourself, how do I really feel like? What do I really think about me and the world? Then you have to be truthful about what you really think. Don't put on a mask that says, I should think about this, I should feel like this, I should behave like this. Be really truthful about what's really going on inside of you, in your field of ego. The ego is like a field to me, where thoughts arise and feelings arise. It doesn't have a real I substance, of course. but it's still something that's there. It's no longer, you're no longer identified with it. You don't have to identify yourself with it, but you can really ask it, what is the ego thinking? You can really find out, what does this ego think and feel, and how does it behave? And then really take out whatever's true. And then you will see, the more authentic you will get, the more the ego will dissolve. Because the ego is nothing but a fake persona that was created in order to save you, to keep you safe in certain situations where you have not been able to really be who you are. So there are some environments where authentic people can be, and then they're going to be punished for who they really are. So they create an ego, a mask, a way to behave, a way to think, a way to feel that makes them acceptable to this environment. So you can write it down, and you have to be very truthful about this process, and really, who am I? And then be, what I mean by truthful, be vulnerable. That's what I'm saying. Be vulnerable and really, I'm this, I've been hurt. I feel like a victim. I feel like a bad person. I feel like I have too many emotions. I feel like I can't succeed on a spiritual path. All of these stories about I, and really be aware of it. So as soon as you can see it on the paper, something changes, because there's an awareness of who you are not. Because whatever you can see, you're not. But as long as it's really subconscious, and it's running you, and you don't know, who am I really? And when you say I am, then I'm pure awareness, and that becomes a new ego. And then behind that, there's like a thought or a concept or an idea about yourself that you're not really aware of. And that idea is still running in the background and is saying, I'm such a miserable person. And you're not aware of it because it feels so much like you. So if something feels like you, then you're not aware of it. It's just like pure awareness. You can't be aware of pure awareness because you are it. So if you're not aware of the concept or of the idea that you are a miserable person, then you're also not aware of it. So that's why I just wanted to answer this question, if I've done any shadow work in the past. The answer is kind of yes, but probably not exactly the way that Carl Jung intended it. And it was helpful, because it helped me to kind of to me it was very, it was taking away the disorder in my system. I was becoming aware of things that I am not, but I believed that I was this thing. Now it's clear that I'm not this thing. So that was very, very healing.